The US just launched a fresh wave of tariffs in 2025. The promise? Bring manufacturing back home, rebuild factories, create good jobs. But here's the uncomfortable question. Can we still do that? Or did we lose the playbook? The answer isn't a simple yes or no. So let's dig in. For decades, America watched its factories disappear. Offshoring made everything cheaper, and we told ourselves it was worth it. Now, tariffs are supposed to reverse all of that. But is policy enough to rebuild an industrial base we dismantled long ago? In Seymour, Indiana, Guardian Bikes did something rare. They moved manufacturing out of China and back to the US. They automated production. They sourced parts locally. They hired workers laid off from nearby auto plants. Today, they produce 12,000 bikes a week and bring in over $100 million in revenue. And the founder admitted to CNBC, "We had to lose money at first and just hope it would work." That's not policy, that's survival. But there's something else you need to know. Guardian bikes don't cost $80 like the ones at Walmart. They cost $300 to $500 for a child's bike. That price tag is how they can afford to build in the US. And that makes a big difference. Because most families, they're buying bikes for $100 or less. Not every product or company can support a reshoring premium. Would you pay 3x more for a bike just to have it made in America? But this raises an even deeper question. Who actually pays the price when reshoring targets premium markets? It's not the poor. They're not buying $500 bikes. They're shopping for affordability, not origin labels. It's not the rich either. They can absorb higher prices without blinking. It's the middle class. The families trying to balance a budget while still giving their kids the best they can afford. When production shifts away from low-cost, high-efficiency economies like China or Vietnam, but only to serve niche, quality-first markets, it creates a hidden squeeze. The price of patriotism doesn't fall evenly. It falls hardest on the people still trying to stretch a shrinking paycheck. Now, let's talk about Nike. In 2015, Nike announced it would bring 10,000 jobs back to the US. They built advanced factories, invested in automation, and promised a new era of American production. But it quietly failed. Why? Because Nike couldn't just triple the price of the same sneaker to cover US labor costs. The product didn't change. The market wouldn't accept the increase. And so reshoring collapsed before it even began. Guardian succeeded because they built something new and priced it for people who could pay more. Nike failed because they tried to make the same product in a more expensive place and hoped the market wouldn't notice. That's the real difference. And even for Guardian, the success story, there's a catch. Most of their components still come from overseas. Why? Because the US doesn't make them anymore. There's no supplier for steel frames, no factories for chains or hubs, no clusters of component makers like in China or Vietnam. Reshoring isn't just opening a building. It's rebuilding an entire ecosystem that was dismantled over decades. Even if we solve the parts problem, there's another barrier: workers. Right now, the US has over 400,000 open manufacturing jobs, and companies can't fill them. It's not just about wages, it's about skills. Our education system doesn't train people to build anymore. We've pushed kids towards services, not trades, business degrees, not welding, finance, not fabrication. We want factories, but we forgot how to staff them. Here's the truth behind Guardian's model. They didn't just reshore, they automated everything. Welding, 3 minutes. Component cutting, less than 10 seconds. That's how they stay competitive. Fewer people, faster speed. But that's not a jobs program, that's a survival tactic. And in most cases, it's the only way reshoring even works. We say we want more jobs, we build more factories, but we automate to stay competitive, and then wonder why wages stay low. We broke this down in our video on why inflation stays low, and how investors keep winning even when workers don't. You'll find the link in the description and the pinned comment. Tariffs can block competition. They can slow offshoring. They can buy time. But they don't rebuild supply chains. They don't train workers. And they don't create pricing power. Without all that, tariffs just create isolated wins, not systemic change. Guardian Bikes proves reshoring is possible if you charge a premium and automate everything. Nike proves it's rarely scalable if your market won't accept higher prices. And the education system proves we're not ready, not for mass industrial revival. So maybe the question isn't just, can we bring factories back? It's, do we still remember how to build? If you found this helpful, hit like, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe. We cover the hidden economics behind every headline, right here on Global Notes by JP.